What's up, folks? Stacy Huff here with you on a Friday. Another Friday today. I have a Huff Nation Sports top 5 men's college basketball coaches of all time. My top 5 in descending order. Beautiful weather here too, by the way. Time for golf season, folks. I played yesterday, about to play a little bit today. Stacy Huff. Glad to have you with us. If you like the content, like, subscribe, share. My top 5. I did this on the radio a few weeks back. I'm see if I can do it from memory. My top 5 men's college basketball coaches of all time in descending order. And if you go over YouTube, I have some places where we can get into the comments. You can comment, and I'll further elaborate on why these are my picks. But I'll give a little reasons now. Number 5, I have John Thompson. Not only the first, he made Georgetown relevant. Was a cultural phenomenon. A lot of my choices have to do with on the court and greater impact as well. So John Thompson, because of impact, and he is replacing Bobby Knight, because another one of my criteria is would coaching style translate? How would it work even in today's time? John Thompson could still work to a certain degree at this time. I don't think Bobby Knight could go this time to this level right now, to where things are, the way kids are, the way the world is right now. I just don't know. But he's a great one. But he has some character things that I'm not going to ride with. John Thompson, number 5, made Georgetown relevant. Won a chip after losing a heartbreaker to my Tar Heels in 81, 82. James Worthy, Michael Jordan hit him with the big shot. John Thompson, number 5, the late great John Thompson, Hall of Famer. Number 4 on my list, and this is where it gets going. From 4 to 1, you're going to have some, I can see a bit some things there, right? But I got Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino can coach in any era. He's at St. John's now, relevant. And if he stays there another couple of years, he may mess around and win one there. But I think he's taken, 4 different schools to the Final Four. He's done some legendary stuff. He's a Hall of Famer. Did great things at Kentucky. Burst on the scene way back in the day at St. John's now. But Louisville won a chip there. Rick Pitino kind of speaks for itself. But he's a guy I think can coach. He can really coach basketball. And if it wasn't for off the court, he has some character things too that I won't say I'm riding with his stuff. But his is not as far as dealing with players. Rick Pitino's wasn't as far as we're dealing with players. I don't think Bobby Knight would relate to the players of today. Rick Pitino clearly can, because he's at St. John's. And again, they had a real shot, I thought, to beat Duke this year in advance. I thought they were going to surprise everybody and sneak into the Final Four. That didn't happen, but I wouldn't bet against him next year. He's bringing the players he wants to St. John's, to Queens, New York. Rick Pitino wins everywhere he goes. That's only a matter of time. So John Thompson 5, Rick Pitino 4. Krzyzewski 3, and before you Duke folks say anything, yes, I am a Krzyzewski card-carrying Duke hater. Not a big Krzyzewski guy, but you got to give him credit, man. I was actually rooting for him when he first got to Duke. They were in no man's land. They were a forgotten team in the ACC, and he got that freshman class with Johnny Dawkins, Mark Allery. Jay Billis, as a matter of fact, was in that class. I can't remember the 4th guy, but it was a big recruiting class, and they turned it around. By the time those guys were seniors, they played for the national championship against Louisville, falling short to never nervous Purvis Ellison and Louisville Cardinals. But Mike Krzyzewski, I watched him build that program from the scraps of the ACC laughingstock to 4 years later. They were playing a national championship game, and they never really looked back after that. So Mike Krzyzewski can coach. We already know Olympic team coach. His resume is what it is. I can go into it further. Other shows and other updates I'll be doing on my YouTube channel, Huff Nation Sports. Please go over there right now at YouTube, at Huff Nation Sports. 06 is how you reach it over there. This video, of course, is where you'll see this, and also like and share, tell others about it. Number 2, Dean Smith, my favorite all-time coach on my Tar Heel. Culturally, he was actually on the right side, in my opinion, of all the civil rights issues in the 60s. He brought the first African-American player to North Carolina in Charlie Scott, who actually was blessed to meet a few years ago in 1968. But other than that, he's Michael Jordan's coach. Jordan gives him a lot of credit for his development in his 3 years there under Dean Smith. Dean Smith won, multi-time champion, but Dean Smith made North Carolina the blue blood that it is now, and he's the blueprint. So many innovations, the free throw line huddle you see everybody do now, he innovated that. He was the innovator of that. Pointing at the assist man, he was the guy who made that a thing. The 4 corners offense, just so many things he did, on and off the court to impact the game. He was an Olympic team coach as well over his career, but may he rest in peace. Dean Smith, number 2, and nobody has done more than John Wooden in the game of college basketball. If you don't know who that is, young folks or older folks, Google him. John Thompson won 10 championships over a 12-year span at UCLA back in the day, 7 in a row at one point. Coach Kareem, it was Lou Alcindor there, and Coach Kareem, Henry Bibby, Mike Bibby's dad, Marcus Johnson, Bill Walton, who I think Bill Walton's underrated, one of the greatest college centers of all time. And we're going to have a great national career. May he rest in peace. John Wooden is deceased. Dean Smith is deceased. So John Thompson is deceased. So 3 of my 5 have gone on from labor to reward. But that's my list. Outstanding careers they all have on and off the court. They have impact that lasts. And I think all of them, some of their philosophies would really work today in the way they handled their players. John Thompson's players to this day, may he rest in peace, will still give him accolades for how he made them better men. The same thing even with Pitino. He has his own off-the-court issues, and with Krzyzewski as well. And of course, Dean Smith, that Tar Heel Mafia, and they all over the place. You see Kenny Smith in the broadcast booth, Mitch Kupchak in the front office. You know what Jordan, everybody knows what Jordan does. Worthy's a broadcaster. So many guys, Eddie Fogler, who coached with the Gamecocks, he's a Dean Smith. He came out the Dean Smith coaching tree. Roy Williams is a guy who was on the bench with Dean Smith for many, many years, came to that Tar Heel program. And of course, John Wooden had so many. He had a book. Here's a book called the Pyramid of Success. Read it if you can. A lot of coaches read it. He has a lot of books out there that help coaches as far as installing their system and sticking to their system. So John Thompson 5, Rick Pitino 4, Mike Krzyzewski 3, Dean Smith 2, John Wooden 1. My top 5 men's college basketball coaches of all time. Huff Nation Sports Radio Show each and every Saturday, 10 to 11 a.m. on 100.7 FM. Trash truck's about to get loud here. 100.7 FM in the Midlands, 1470 a.m. in the Midlands, 92.9 ESPN Radio in Orangeburg, South Carolina, ESPN 92.9, and 1580 a.m. Calhoun County. MakeThePointRadio.com online every Saturday, 10 to 11 a.m. Click that link. Stay right here with YouTube with more content coming up. We got big announcements coming up with some of the guests that are going to be here. People want to come on the show. We're going to blow this YouTube thing up. Thank y'all for your support, and have a great sports week. Stacey Huff, the Huffster, by the way, is my name. Huff Nation Sports. Thank you for being part of the nation. Have a great day.